What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Back with another video in the garage again. Sorry, I'm having a little too much fun with this DJI Pocket 3 setup with a DJI mic and all that, but this is going to be a two-part video technically. Well, it's a one-part video. It's like one video, but what we're pretty much going to be doing is comparing the new DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro and the brand new GoPro Hero 13. So this is exciting because these are the two brands that people usually are like, what should I get? GoPro, the OG, iconic, or the new guy, which if you guys haven't seen before, if you guys missed the full review on the DJI Osmo Action 5 that just came out, this is my full-time camera, so let me tell you why I personally chose this over the GoPro Hero 13. But I'm gonna give you guys a fair comparison and show you both of these cameras on the road. We're gonna go on a ride. I'm actually gonna be taking my lovely Fireblade. I'm gonna start with probably the DJI, and then after that, take that off, switch to the GoPro. Audio is gonna be the same mic. I'm using the DJI lav mic. You can use whatever lav mic that you would like, or if you want, this camera is capable of connecting to not only one but two of these DJI mics. So if you have a helmet that can fit this inside the helmet, then you could also do that and fit the wireless microphone in the helmet, or maybe even two mics. You can put one in the helmet and one somewhere hidden in the bike nearby the exhaust so it can get a proper pure sound, or maybe just one for the pure sound. I think that's a good idea. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see that. I think that would be a really cool pure sound, especially because I can adjust the gain on all the levels on the mic right here. And now that it connects directly to the camera, that's awesome. I did hear also that the DJI mic, the wireless one, does connect to the GoPro as well. So I just doubt you can do two, probably just one. As you guys see, both cameras have ND filters. They both are ND16. I'm rocking the DJI ND filters here. I'm not rocking the GoPro ND filters just because I don't have those and I don't really want to buy them. But the good thing is about these is that I think these are for the 9, GoPro Hero 9, which are still compatible with the 13 Black. There you go. I'm confusing the names a little bit, but yeah, the 13 Black. So that's a good thing. Also with the DJI, the ND filters are compatible with the last gen, the Action 4s. Both are rocking the same settings. We're going to be shooting 4K 60 frames per second because I feel like that's the standard that everybody would like to shoot on. I've dabbled a little bit with both 30 and 60, and I feel like you guys like 60 a little bit better as far as I know. So we're shooting 4K 60 with both of these. Same settings, same white balance, everything is almost identical. We're both shooting with the max angle. So I think the GoPro does allow a wider angle. The issue with that, it warps the image. You guys will see in a sec. It kind of makes it circular like a fisheye, which I'm not a fan on. They do have the super view, which is one level less, but then the super view, which is one level under, is not as wide as this one. And the widest with this one still is wider than the widest angle with the GoPro that doesn't distort the image and makes it kind of a fisheye. For the sake of the comparison, we're shooting with the max, the widest angle, and the widest angle of this one. So if you guys don't like the distorted view, know that you can bump down to a less wide view, which is going to be less than this, just it's not going to be as distorted. But besides that, all the same settings. This camera unfortunately requires the media mod, as you guys see, which makes it so much more bulkier. The camera is already bigger, and then you have to add the media mod, which is an extra like 70 bucks or something like that. Plus this camera is already $50 more than this one. This is going to be a lot cheaper because you can get any adapter like the universal one I'm using right here. DJI does make an adapter as well, but hey, they don't limit you to a media mod like GoPro. So this is what I've been using and it's been working great. So like, I don't see why I should switch it, even though I do have the DJI adapter. I am, as I said, rocking the DJI lav mic. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the mic is stuck right here behind the cheek pad. Same setups. I am going to be rocking the DJI magnetic adapter, which GoPro finally came with a magnetic adapter, but you guys won't believe the story. I'll tell it real quick. I bought the magnetic adapter from GoPro because it didn't come with the GoPro itself, so I had to buy it separate. I think it's $25. Not a big deal. I bought that and they shipped me wrong adapter. So I had an adapter in there, but it was like one of those, I don't know what you call them, but one of those like spin things that you attach on a tripod or something like that. So they literally, it's an unopened box, but they literally gave me the wrong adapter. So now I'm stuck not being able to use the magnetic adapter and using the OG kind of like bolts and stuff, which if you guys don't know, the magnetic adapter is that pretty much all action cameras are using. Finally, GoPro caught up this year with the magnetic adapter, are life-changing. This is my setup. That goes chin mount and then a little adapter and a couple arms, and then I put the magnetic mount Over here, we can't do the magnetic mount, so we're gonna mount it directly to the camera. I do not know how I missed this. I did not have my DJI mic turned on, so sorry about that, but hey, now it's connected. Now you guys can hear the difference from the natural sound that was coming from the Pocket 3 versus the DJI mic. So you know what? It's a new comparison for you guys. Attach your camera, the magnetic mount, like so. You hear that click, that means it's good to go. Plug in your mic, just like that, and that's it. We are good to go. And defilter, and we're rocking solid. And then same process with this, and then you have the audio jack right here. So you put the audio jack directly into your media mod. We're gonna ride the Fireblade on the way out with the DJI Osmo Action 5 and on the way back with the GoPro. Vespa. This is probably not a new view for you guys unless you're new to the channel, since as I said, the DJI Osmo Action 5 is my main camera that I've been using for motovlogging. And I like these videos because a lot of you guys are new into all this and want to start riding soon and all that, and I feel like choosing the correct action camera is very important, obviously, but at the end of the day it's all about the content and what you can do with the camera and all of that. So I chose to ride during sunset. Holy, this bike is fast. So you guys can see what these cameras are capable of. Let's talk about my favorite features, why I chose the DJI Osmo Action 5, and why I like it. Look at that sunset though. First and foremost, I've talked about it too many times in all my camera reviews, is that battery life. Battery life is so critical, and I'm so glad that companies have really worked hard to improve the battery life, especially DJI. This is by far the best battery life I have ever used on any action camera. As I said, I can film up to 2 to 3 full videos with one single battery life, which is unheard of. Back in the day, I used to cut some of my videos short because of battery life. I didn't like carrying extra batteries with me just in case they go flying and all that, and it's kind of tedious to switch them. So I like to, you know, go out, shoot, charge, export, easy, just simple. Another thing is size. Size is very important, especially when it comes to action cameras. We are riding, it's a very light helmet that we use, and we have already wind resistance and all that, so having a super light camera helps a lot with just like, you know, the aerodynamics, everything like that. So lightweight and small, because still the wind is hitting you, and these cameras are not made to be like aerodynamic. They're flat, so obviously the more wind that hits it, the more you're gonna feel that. Listen to the sound of the Fireblade. All new modern cameras are very capable when it comes to image and audio quality. I think the audio quality is preference. The DJI kind of has that more of a raw, natural, real-life audio quality, while the GoPro does a pretty good job in controlling the audio overall, where it kind of gets everything covered. When we're riding stuff like this, then that can be a little too much, like for example wind noise, blah blah. Even though DJI Osmo Action 5 comes with a brand new mode that is better at wind reduction. That being said, even though audio is pretty important, I think battery life and size and the weight of the camera is a little more important for me, which is why I personally rather use the DJI over the GoPro Hero 13. Alright, now I'm going to keep this exact same view so you guys can see it literally right back to back, and we're going to switch to the GoPro, and then we're going to talk about the negatives of these two cameras and which one you should choose for yourself. Alright, I have literally not taken a step. Here I have the Osmo Action 5, as you guys can see, with the ND filter 16, using the exact same setup on the GoPro Hero 13 right now. And now we're going to put this in my pocket and take the new GoPro for a spin and see how she does. So you guys get to see first person without any interference and see what you guys prefer, while we talk about the disadvantages of both cameras on the way back. Man,
I love the bike, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Awesome. My brother rides too. I think he has one of those. I'm not sure. I'm not really into bikes. I'm more into like.
Do you know what brand it is?
I think it's this exact one. It has this decal. I'm not sure if it's like
a Honda.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it really fast?
It's fast.
Like really fast? Then maybe it is this one.
Sound nice.
Yeah, you want to hear it?
Yeah, man.
It's a little deafening, just warning you. You too, man. Alright, now shooting with the GoPro 13 Black. Let me know what you guys think. Comparison, same settings and everything as I've said. And now let's talk about some of the negatives between both cameras. Let's start with the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. I think the issue is still similar to last year's issue, even though it has been approved, is the audio. The audio kind of distorts when it gets really loud. There's a little bit of a distortion going on over there. I think the GoPro does a slightly better job of kind of controlling that distortion and balancing everything out. And same thing when it comes to editing all these videos. You can see the wavelengths of the audio when you're editing the GoPro footage versus the DJI footage, which is helpful so you know where to cut and do all that stuff. As far as I know, that's the only negative that I've faced with the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. I've tried so many things, nothing really else. Even if I was getting picky, there's not much to complain about. Had to give you guys a little tunnel pull, you know, get to hear this masterpiece of a bike. Now for the GoPro, this is where it kind of takes a little turn. This thing definitely has a decent amount of negatives, which is why I am personally not using it myself. The first thing is the reliability issue. I will put pictures for you guys right here. My first day using this camera, and it already gave me an overheating warning. The DJI was put through a much tougher test. The first day I used it, it was literally about 108 degrees, or I don't know, that's maybe around 40-45 Celsius. So it was a very, very hot day, and I filmed 4 videos in that one day, back to back, and the camera was flawless. No overheating issues, no problem at all. That's definitely a reliability thing for me. From the previous generations, I've also had like a lot of issues where, you know, the camera would shut off or stop recording, etc., which is the main reason why at the time I was like, okay, GoPro's done, it's old news, and now let's go on with the newer cameras. And I switched to the DJI just because it's so far like as reliable as it gets. I believe that DJI still has a slight advantage when it comes to low light quality. I just would not recommend using the night mode with the DJI. That's not really my favorite. I think it needs some software adjustments when it comes to that mode. Just film with a regular video mode, and that thing performs really well at night. Altogether, the camera with the medium mod, you're paying about an extra $100 over the Osmo Action 5, which that's about 20% of the price. One good thing about the GoPro is that it is capable of shooting 5.3K instead of 4K. For me and for motovlogging in general, I think that's kind of useless just because battery life is a lot more important, and 5.3K is going to drain the battery a lot faster, which becomes more of a problem than an advantage in my opinion. And the last thing I want to compare the two, I would like to say that the settings menu is a little simpler and easier to navigate on the DJI than the GoPro. The setting menu just seems overwhelming and a little harder to navigate, but again, that's just preference. It could be because I'm a little bit more used to using the DJI over the GoPro. But there you guys have it. I wanted to give you guys a live review back to back using both cameras with the same settings and everything, so you guys can see for yourself which one you prefer. Personally, I care, as I said, about reliability, battery life, and the compact size and everything of the DJI, which is why that is my choice. And yeah, if you want to get that camera, the link is going to be in the description down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, ride safe.